just wrapped up an incredible evening here at the Haunted and Historic Carlisle Theater with Victoria Price. And yeah, this was definitely one for the books.
My dad wrote something very specific in this cookbook, so. Yeah. That's $5. But his was gorgeous. Very good.
So there's just 2 mics, or is there?
There are 2 mics up there, and then we'll have a handheld.
Okay, gotcha.
Welcome. Thank you all for coming here at the Haunting and Historic Carlisle Theater. As you can tell, I'm a huge Vincent Price fan. This is how I discovered Victoria here. You know, he's always been a big influence in my life.
As I got older and people would say, when did you realize that your dad was different because he was famous, which I didn't as a kid, right? I realized that the question didn't really make sense for me because I never really thought that my dad was different because he was famous. I thought he was famous because he was different, He was somebody who was just different. He wasn't like other grown-ups, He had this childlike joy. He always said, if you're always curious, you'll never be bored. And if I made the mistake when I was a kid of saying I'm bored, that's when my dad became Vincent Price. He'd be like, bored? And that eyebrow would go up, right? And he would say, boredom is like the 8th deadly sin. You have no excuse to be bored. The world is too interesting. And then he'd show me all the ways that it was interesting. And he loved riding a roller coaster as much as he loved going to a museum. He was just different. And it seemed to me that somebody who embraced his own difference and his own, idiosyncrasies and lived true to himself, I think he was given fame as a way to bring joy to people because that's what he had the capacity to do.
Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing.